Dover. Sorry.
Dover, Jamaica.
Come again. Hi, we're at Dover, Jamaica, and you're watching Race 1.
Dover, Jamaica. One stop. The Caribbean Motor Racing Championship, Round 1. Jamaica is where we are, as some of the Caribbean's best circuit drivers descended on the Dover Raceway in Tintan for the first round of the Seaboard Marine Caribbean Motor Racing Championship. Drivers from Barbados, the Cayman Islands, Guyana, Jamaica, and Suriname all get set to launch their assault on the track in an effort to be crowned the champion of the Caribbean. The second round is slated for Barbados, and the third and final round will be held in Guyana. We headed over to the CMRC Group 2 camp to find out if they were ready for the first race.
Jimmy, we were just out here having some fun. We are pole there now. Just broke the record for the group yesterday in qualifying. The object for today is just to stay out front, have a good race, and get to the finish of the whole race meet.
How far do you think you'll be in Kyle today?
I hope to get a win or two, hopefully. The car is working pretty well. We changed the brakes and some suspension. We haven't really completed the tuning yet on the suspension, but we're working with it. The brake was feeling pretty spongy, so we're changing the master cylinder. We chose some Hoosier tires and they're not really working so well for us, but I expect to be up there, give Kyle some good competition.
I'm a little bit overweight. I'm actually overweight for the group by about 400 pounds. So it's posing a big threat to me right now, hampering me in a sense. But I'm not a good qualifier as it is. I'm a racer, so I'm going to hope that safe things can change around during the first race this morning and see how the day goes from there.
The cars are running good all weekend. Had some problems with tyre issues. Car was scrubbing a little bit too much of the tyres that we liked. But hopefully all will go well today. We're on pole for both races, so looking good.
Before the high-speed action got underway, there was the ceremonial start and added entertainment for the massive crowd that had gathered at every vantage point around the twisty track. And talk about packed! Just check out how many people had come to witness the asphalt shredding weapons of speed. Jamaica's Kyle Gregg was on pole for the Caribbean Motor Racing Championship Group 2 race. And with the drop of the green flag, he led off the 18-competitor strong race down the front straight. In hot pursuit was Alan Chen in the 2-meter Group 2 battle. They were followed by Jocelyn Crawford, who was trailed by Kurt Thompson, the Cayman Islands' Gary Barrett, Barbados' Mark Thompson, Guyana's Afraz Ali, Guy Fraser, Peter Jagan, and at the back markers. Leading comfortably was Kyle Gregg, and he was being chased by Alan Chen. These two had distanced themselves from the rest of the pack. Crawford, Thompson, and leading the 1.6 class was Gary Barrett, followed by Mark Thompson. The battle for the lead in the class was on. Barbados' Mark Thompson and the Cayman Islands' Gary Barrett side by side. Business as usual at the front, but a little ways back, Kirk Thompson moved up into third, and his brother Mark Thompson follows closely behind. All is not well with Kurt's Honda as it develops a gearbox problem which has allowed the 1.6 class to close in on him. And knowing his brother, there will be no mercy shown during race time. Jamaica's Kyle Gregg has already proven that he's the one to beat. Well, at least in Jamaica. As they climbed the hill and speed down the front straight, Barbados' Mark Thompson was now third and leading his class, while his brother Kurt Thompson was fighting to stay in contact with his ailing car. Gary Barrett begins to lose some ground on Mark Thompson, and Jocelyn Crawford seems to have made her way back up the group. Jamaica's Kyle Gregg went on to win all three races, while Alan Chen was second in the first, but never made it back onto the podium. Mark Thompson won the first race in his group, but was forced to change his engine afterward and never started the third race after placing down the order in the second. The Heavy Rollers, the CMRC Group 4, up now.
Well, I'm so glad to be accepted this year. You know, it's been a battle talking to different countries, writing many emails, telling them that I want to participate. Finally, we got Barbados and Jamaica agreeing to some sort of weight calculation with the Audi. Guyana was, they were back and forth, and some of the guys said yes, some guys said no, but the majority ruled, and finally I'm here supporting Jamaica 100% this year.
We expect to be competitive, very upbeat about the race. We know we're, yesterday we qualified a little slower than David and Doug, but having said that, every time I went on the track I'm getting faster, so I kind of know where I can make up the time, and I'm looking forward to a good race.
It's been a roller coaster ride. We've been having a tough time the last couple of weeks. Unusually so, just so many small problems, and then we finally had a big one on Friday night with a cracked block. So the guys have been working tirelessly, but we'll wait and see.
I did my fastest time this race meet, time of 1:22.3. This year CMRC, I qualified 5th on the grid. The cars in that class are more superior to my car, but I think I have a good chance in contributing to Jamaica's points tally.
We had problems with the paddle shift, but which was very disconcerting. It was very inconsistent. Sometimes they wouldn't select the gears at all. But we found the long bolt that goes through the potentiometer was slack, and I've tightened it, so hopefully that will rectify it.
We seem to have a miss that we can't get rid of. Took the car to Montego Bay last night and worked through the night on the dyno, trying to see if we could find out what it was, and try to map it as best we could, and still getting a miss high end, just after 7,000 RPM. So pinpointed it to electrical, but just going through everything and changing out everything, and see how it goes today. We have about an hour before the first race, so we'll see if we can get some changes made and see how it goes in the first race.
The CMRC Group 4 start line, tension. On to the big boys, where Jamaica's Doug Gore was sitting on pole with fellow countryman David Somerville Jr. A view from the back of Doug Gore's car. And it's Gore who makes it to the bend first, forcing Somerville to tuck in behind, while Guyana's Kevin Jeffrey is glued on to both of them. But there appears to be smoke coming from the Evo. Here's how it stands. Doug Gore, David Somerville, Kevin Jeffrey, Jamaicans Peter Ray, Andre Anderson, Chris Campbell, Barbados' Mark Maloney and Doug Maloney, and Guyana's Andrew King. Barbados' Doug Maloney is hunting down his son Mark, who was plagued by a misfire all weekend long, which they could not resolve. At the front it is Jamaica's Doug Hollywood Gore, followed by the 2012 champion David Somerville. These two had opened a comfortable cushion over Guyana's Kevin Jeffrey and Jamaica's Peter Ray. Since purchasing the Audi, Gore has not been able to meet the regulations stipulated for CMRC. But finally this year, there has been a concession and he is back with a bang. Behind these leading groups were Jamaicans Andre Anderson and Chris Campbell, Barbadians Doug Maloney and Mark Maloney, and Jamaica's George Bailey. But with the laps running down, Doug Gore's tires were also going off, and this was allowing David Somerville to close the gap. The battle for the lead was heating up. David Somerville has done extremely well on his home track over the years. Now this reign was being seriously challenged by Doug Gore. Jamaica's Peter Ray squeezes past Guyana's Kevin Jeffrey for third, and he immediately appears to be in trouble as he slows dramatically. Doug Gore pulls onto the front, but where is David Somerville? Inheriting second place was Peter Ray, and Doug Maloney moved up into third, while Andre Anderson was giving chase and everyone else was making their way past Kevin Jeffrey, who slipped to the back of the field. The winner of the opening CMRC Group 4 race, Jamaica's Doug Gore, second Jamaica's Peter Ray, and third Barbados' Doug Maloney.
We were close to Doug and I could see his tire starting to go off on him and hoping to capitalize on that. But just going into the carb cement, we were fine, everything, and then all of a sudden the wheels just locked up. Couldn't move, sunk the clutch, nothing. It just wouldn't move left or right. So